are you?
It's four-leaf clover. Make a wish. Wish you weren't so fucking awkward, bud.
No ego on that side of Hollywood, is there?
Because maybe they're just as good and we're wasting time.
Why can't you just admit it's over?
Some people are in it just for the art.
It's too complicated. It's like algebra. Why you gotta put numbers and letters together? Why can't you just go fuck yourself?
Hey now! Not everyone's gonna enjoy this show. Settle in.
What the hell is going on?
What the hell is going on?
That's our new theme song. What the hell
It's
is
time
going
for
on?
the
It's
show.
Everybody knows that we are so awesome. Yeah.
My name is Big Trox.
That's why we don't make music, guys. We don't know how to
To
rap.
my other side is JDirty. And on my down below is
Julie Jerkoff.
Better known as Troxy Cotton.
Troxy Cotton.
I don't know why that still makes me laugh. It's played out as fuck. You do it all the time, and it's still. Even then, I was ready for it. But when
Why
it
can't
hit,
it be
I was
funny with repetition. It still works.
fuck. And that's the thing. It stops being funny, and then it gets funny again. But then when it gets funny again, it's funnier than it was the first.
You know,
time.
it's funny. I took a break from it, I think, for 1 or 2 weeks, and we played a different clip. But you bring it back, and all of a sudden, Julie Jerkoff is back in clip.
You know,
like
you guys
makes the heart grow fonder.
You guys are rude to me, and you pick on me consistently.
Oh, I forgot to put up banner.
You're like our Chota boy.
Take a look at Banner Family. We made it to 83 episodes. You know, I was born in 83 episodes.
Wow. And just cutting me off like that while I'm in the middle of talking is just another way of expressing how rude you guys are to me. You know, I was talking to a friend about that this past week. I was
a friend or a therapist?
Oh, your therapist, your friend.
Oh, look at you! You're both so original. No, I was.
We said the same joke. We just said it different ways. It's fine.
I was talking to a friend this past week about how you guys are rude to me on every episode of this show, and you make fun of me, and you call me names, and you do all that stuff. And then at some point, I said in that conversation,
and then that friend was like, "Tell your brother to call me."
It wasn't that friend. No, it was a different friend. But the friend said they should be nicer to you. And I said, you know, I feel like at this point it would be weird if they were. And then my next message to them was, I think I have Stockholm syndrome. So I think you guys have I fully identify with my abusers now. Like I'm all the way in with you guys, and you know, you can do no wrong, apparently.
Hey,
I think it was last week or the week previous. You said be nicer, or what should we do? And my advice was then quit. And I'm going back to that if there's a problem here.
I would just like to point out that your life has been markedly better since episode 59. Okay,
boy, isn't that the truth? Oh my God, I can get through full sentences now.
Yeah,
what was
it's crazy.
59?
That was when we interviewed James Young Wicked Garcia. Go back and watch that episode, folks. If you have not seen,
that's a hot episode
59. We interviewed Mr. James Young Wicked Garcia,
and
the interview
we
was
love
a classic. We love him. He's a great man, and
we hugged him
friend of the show.
Recently.
He's what you call a good friend of the show. Friend of the show.
So speaking of guests, we are going to have someone tonight, and I'm
just
curious, Cotton, are you gonna do your stereotypical? We have a guest, and you get obliterated, and you don't say anything, and just sit there and like sway, or are you going to be part of tonight's conversation?
Listen, I'm always in the conversation where I'm needed, but fuck off.
Where I'm needed.
That's not how I look. Firstly, and secondly, when I'm needed
Calhoun Cotton.
Yeah, everyone go back. I think it's episode 36, and go watch when we interviewed Mr. Cut Calhoun, and just watch Troxy Cotton's face the whole time. It looks like he's asleep, but you can't really tell.
Big scoop.
It does not look like I was asleep because I was wearing sunglasses. You can't see my eyes. Secondly, I was nowhere near sleep.
Why it looked like you were sleeping? Because you never blinked.
I was on vacation. Okay, I was on vacation then. I'm not on vacation right now.
Hey, we're just kidding.
If the conversation calls for me to be in it, I'm going to be in the conversation.
Cotton, Can you calm down and just tell me what you got in your glass?
Hey,
careful, man. There's a beverage here, huh?
This week in my glass. So I've purchased this pack a few times now because I got that whole the stash pack, as it were, from Hop Valley. This one, I loved the name of it, and I got a pack of it over the weekend, and I finished it, but I had to go get another pack just so I could share it on the show. It's a Stash Bandicoot. Okay, I'm giving it a nice little twist.
I do appreciate the play.
I like the name. That is
Isn't
a
that
good
beautiful?
Name.
Stash
Read us
Bandicoot.
the label.
It's a
I think I've
hazy
expressed that was the
imperial
only game I really
IPA.
ever played, so.
Stash Bandicoot packs a punch with our stash of Citra, Adhanum, and Chinook cryo hops. Discover a juicy jungle with notes of apricots and red berries in this hazy imperial IPA. Ale, alcohol 8% by volume, so I might be drunk by the time Scum gets here. We will see. You know what I'm saying?
Woo! Any minute. Trox, what about yourself, sir?
Well, I'm going back to one that I showed you guys on a few months ago, maybe around the same episode that I just told Cotton to reference prior to what we're talking about here. But I'm having
remember the Giving Tree one.
A Hop Orchard, the Giving Tree beer. Beautiful, beautiful can. I had one more in my cabinet, and I was really in the mood for it because it's a hazy IPA, and it says descriptors: drink from my branches and be happy.
Wow.
I was glad that you did that one because the background of our image that week got to be of the Giving Tree, only because that was the beer you drank, and I was very, very happy that I got to do that.
When are we going to do that? We got it. Maybe next week we'll do an episode where we just go through a bunch of the old images, and you can tell us what's the artwork, and we'll go through.
I'm just I saw that.
That's coming up.
Went right back to that.
I love that.
That's coming up on episode 84. JDirty is going to be telling us about some of the different artworks that he has compiled for the show, because they are all there's so many obscure references in all of them that I don't even get them, and I'm the one that uploads them every week. So
we've said for years the music we make is to make us laugh and to entertain us. Those images, I try to make references you guys will get, and I realized at this point I'm like, I don't think they even look that deep. I try so hard.
I look at every,
and I don't even care that I think they're for me.
I look at every single thing, and I really try to analyze everything on there, and I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Analyze. And every single time I'm like, there's at least 4 or 5 things I miss, because you you get so deep. And you'll latch onto one word that one of us said, and then you'll put that into the image.
I'd be willing to bet you could pick 10 of anyone we've ever had, and I can tell you exactly what everything referenced.
All right. Challenge accepted.
Challenge.
I'll do it.
New game coming in coming episodes.
Episode 84. We're going to go through
the great thing about that game is that even if I don't know, if I say it with conviction, you guys will have to believe me, because I'm like, no, that was the motivation.
Yeah,
because it's my own shit.
And you're the only one that knows. Anyways, what's in your glass, JDirty?
So nothing's changed too much, but I've got myself yet another Dark of the Moon.
Dark of the Moon.
I've only drank Bud Light during the week because I want to save my pumpkins for the show. And I also got what goes with my glass is a bottle opener.
Hey, look at you!
My
bottle opener
time. Was like, hey pal, I have one job. Fuck off. Stop denting up my corners. Where's my... I thought I brought a glass. Got my Troy Tulowitzki glass.
Oh, nice.
There we go.
Do we have our cotton
delicious.
Back?
Our cotton's back.
I don't think you need to put the cat up for that. Here you go.
No.
That is a beautifully dark beverage right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Cheers, ladies and gentlemen of the audience. We thank you so much.
There, raise your glasses. Thank you.
Raise your glass. Thank you for watching Scrub Hop Talk. We love you, and this has been...
Hey, careful, man. There's a beverage here, huh?
Sure.
Yeah, that's fucking dope. So yeah, drink yours at home. Drink responsibly if you're driving.
Yeah, watch the show responsibly if you're driving.
That's what I meant to say. Yes, because you don't want to scrub, hop, and drive. Trust me.
I never do.
We do it on the way to shows all the time.
It's fun.
I'll put on my Twitch, and then I'll just like put it in the phone holder thing, and then I'll put it on the Bluetooth, and then that's okay, right?
Sure.
It's all right.
Yeah. As long as it's like a magnetic ball,
yeah,
a holder. If it's one of those, in like Flynn.
Wow,
I like that. Oh,
wow.
Not the Breaking Bad son, but because he didn't get around well.
Wow. It's getting kind of hot in these rhinos.
Right?
Wow.
No, so anyway, as far as our upcoming little
Walter Jr. Go ahead, sorry.
There it is. It was his real name, Flynn?
No, that was his made up name.
His real name was Walter Jr., but when he started to not like his father anymore, then he started telling his friends that he wanted to go by Flynn, and Walt didn't like that.
I was like, did I just make that up, or is that like the actor's name or something? Like the way you both did that, I thought I was dumb. All right.
The actor's name is R.J. Mitty. R.J. Mitty.
Look at you, Mr. Know-It-All. Hey, I'm Big Trox, everyone. Do you guys have trivia questions?
Sticks, you think they would have called him R.J. Mighty? Beat people up.
Boom! They called him that.
What did they call him? Joe Young, because he's R.J. Mighty Joe Young.
I like that.
Anyway, what I was trying to say was tonight's guest is it has been around for a very, very, very long time. I'm not sure if he's quite
very long time
here yet, but he's going to be joining us soon. But we have been doing shows with him and his camp Trox the entire time. JDirty and has been a name that you and I have been doing shows together. We have been playing shows with Scum and in one form or another. He's like us in a whole bunch of different side groups with different within his label he does a whole bunch of different projects just like we do with BDC and
he's in AstroTurf. He's in Brothers. He's in Big Dirty Cotton. He's in
Scum has been in every group we have ever done.
He's in Misidentified.
Yes.
I don't know if you knew that.
He's the only one that we identified, though. It's very, very weird. But yeah, no. I cannot wait to have him on the show because, like I said, the history that we've had with this guy and his camp and his involvement with our music career or past or whatever you want to call it, and the Denver music scene has just been, I don't know, Trox, dare I say, fucking epically huge.
Yeah, I mean we've been messing with Scum since the beginning, and he's a huge part of the Denver independent scene and the hip hop scene and the Juggalo scene and
big time.
all of it.
And I don't even want to use the term Denver. I almost think that's unfair because the dude has transcended Denver like crazy.
But I said a huge part of the Denver scene.
Very true. I wasn't trying to correct you. I was trying to add homage to the story. A little homage frosting to your cake.
Homage.
I like that.
No, just he has become one of the main names in underground music in its entirety. So I just am very excited to have him on because again, he's the only person I probably ever drank Jaeger with in public that wasn't Prey.
That wasn't Prey.
Yeah,
well, I think without further ado, I'd like to bring the man onto the show. Yeah,
no, leave
ladies
him in
and
the
gentlemen,
waiting room for like 20 minutes. I'm going to keep talking about him. It'll be way better if he can just hear us and not interact.
You haven't really built it enough yet.
Welcome, Scum, to Scrum. Scum, welcome to the show.
What's up?
Shit, just fucking sitting here juggling fucking tour commercials, fucking contracts, a little drinking, just a little bit. You know.
Hey, little brother, welcome to the show. We're all drinking here on Scrub Hop Talk as well.
Thank you for the invite and shit. Pleasure to be on here and shit. It's been fucking. We've been working together for a long time, but I've never been on you guys' podcast, and I appreciate the invite for sure.
No,
man, it has.
Man.
Thanks for being here.
I don't know if you.
It has been so many years.
Yeah, I don't know how long you've been on here. While we were
literally just tuned in and shit, brother. I'm trying to wrap up a couple of things.
Yeah, I was just telling the fellas here and everybody watching how the entire time we have been doing music as JDirty, and this whole time me and Trox have been performing, you have been not only there performing at the same shows and same venues, but got us on many shows early on and orchestrated many things for us when you had no reason to back in the day. And yeah, dude, we're forever grateful, and it's just dope to have you on. We couldn't agree more.
Dog, I appreciate the fuck out of it, and I mean, as far as like, dog, we're representing the same city and shit. Fucking, I love what you guys do and shit. You're very
I'm also
entertaining live
representing
and shit.
Russia.
See, fucking, you know what I'm saying? Just
Oh, you meant Denver. Denver. Okay. He meant
I
Denver.
meant home and shit. Like, you know, we've all been a part of it. Like, I can't stand the mentality of artists being like, you know, a lot of cities and shit, no matter how good the scene and how big the city, it's like crab in a bucket mentality and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody is fucking separate. Everybody is trying to fucking shit on each other. I hate that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I love the fact that Denver over the years has had so many fucking talented and dope artists come out of it. I'm proud to represent Colorado wherever we fucking go on tour, you know? Like,
And I think you're one of the names that does. Go ahead, Trox.
And I think one thing that I want to just say about what you just said was that you have always, I've known you coming up 20 years now, you know, and I've always known you to just kind of ride with everybody, you know what I mean? And different camps would beef, and even all the way up to, like, you know, Psychopathic and MNE and their beefs that they have going on. You consistently just maintain this middle ground among everybody, every single camp, whether it's Denver, local, any other cities, you know, or the big independent labels. You find a way to just kind of ride the
try, brother. I feel that fucking our scene is already hurting enough, and it's not fucking big enough to afford fucking, you know what I'm saying, like, to be destroyed from within. So like, it's so many people take sides and beefs and shit that are not even theirs. Half the time, motherfuckers don't even know what the beef is really over. They just heard that so and so don't like so and so, and neutrality sometimes
everything
fucking,
we built is crushing. It's like, fuck.
You see motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, fighting over colors of jerseys or fucking, you know what I'm saying, groups that they both fucking used to love and shit, and all of a sudden fucking, you know, they're having public CD burnings like we're in the fucking Dark Ages and it's the Inquisition, burning fucking science books and shit. We're like, yo, I gotta destroy this side of my collection because otherwise the homies won't understand.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Trust me,
it
dude,
really is.
people
And
are covering up our logos because of that. On tattoo, covering up their canonized tattoos and shit over it. I'm like, wait, what happened? Like, were we involved? Like, I thought we were just fans, man. What, did I miss something? But
no, and then you got people that, you know what I'm saying, trust me, I've caught backlash for the neutrality over the years because motherfuckers are like, you have to pick a side, and I'm like, no, I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and a major credit to you, you never have. You're always kind of, you know, you're like Switzerland of the Juggalo scene.
I appreciate that. I've always tried to. I'll always continue that.
We're gonna tell him we called him that.
You know what? I don't mind because I got a fucking Gandhi with a chainsaw tattooed on my arm and shit, and it represents the horrorcore Gandhi. You know what I'm saying?
You're so dope, man. Your tattoos alone are a whole podcast. But I did want to talk on that last topic real quick. When we talked about your neutrality on it, did you ever get hit up by either of the bigger sides? Like, we'll take you on this tour, but you got to quit fucking with that side.
There's been repercussions for accepting certain offers, which there should have never been repercussions per se, because I'm a full-time musician, you know, like I got fucking 3 kids, 2 grandkids. Motherfuckers offer me an opportunity and shit, I'm gonna thank them and I'm gonna take the opportunity.
Yeah, now, man, you're gonna eat tomorrow because that's
right. And you know, and you shouldn't have to fucking think 3 steps ahead, be like, yo, if I take this opportunity, it's gonna cost me these 2 opportunities because I'll be the traitor, even though how am I a traitor? I was like never in the whole fucking. So I'm not gonna talk about specifics, but yes, I have definitely lost opportunities in exchange for just doing what any fucking artist would do and be like, oh shit, it's a tour opportunity or it's a festival opportunity.
Yeah.
Right. Like why would I not and shit? That sounds great. Let's do this, you know.
It's what I do. Yeah, that is how I make a living. So of course I'm gonna do that.
I will say that never in my entire fucking 22-year career have I been faced with a choice to where there was 2 offers from conflicting sides for the same time frame. So there was never a situation where like I truly would feel like, yo, like which one do I pick and shit, and the other side will be mad because I turned down them to do this. There's never once ever been a situation where I couldn't accommodate to every single offer.
Sure.
Yet somehow I was the shithead for taking these offers.
Yeah.
So
But
that,
it is what
that
it
day
is.
comes. That day comes. The 2 big ass festivals, same Saturday night slot. The bigger
Done.
paycheck gets the LSP on the bill.
That would be a hard one. That would honestly and shit. And it's the biggest festivals I've ever done and shit. I've never fucking like, we got travel covered and things like that. Like we got paid, but once you pay the crew, get fucking hotels and shit, fucking rent the van and all of that, it doesn't go in the pocket. The biggest paid shows that I do and shit is, the headlining one-offs. So realistically,
Which
if
you
that
do all over, which is awesome.
No, and I feel that in order to be able to do those and shit things and like motherfuckers to pay you to bring you out to do your own thing and shit, you have to partake in these bigger opportunities, even if there is no money on the table. But okay, so if that opportunity was to come, since it wouldn't be about the money, it would probably be up to the fan vote, man. I mean, like ultimately, I want to play for the most people to make new fans, and I also want to play for the event more heavily attended by people that fuck with LSP and shit. So it would be entirely up to them. It wouldn't have nothing to do with I mean, I'm not fucking gonna sit here and lie and be like, yo, if somebody offered me a fucking, $100,000 to do something and the other event was free, I'm like, money wouldn't be a factor. Fuck yeah, it'd be a factor. I drive a 15-year-old truck.
And nobody that, that's the way it is. So when you said it would be up to the fans, man, that's what I love about you too, and respect about you, because I'm all over the Juggalo merch pages and everything, and I never quit that whole thing. And bro, like your fan base rolls deep, and it always has, and you people don't kind of like Scum. Like your fans are fucking diehard fans, and I think that's testament to y'all, and it's dope as fuck.
No, I appreciate you saying that, but in reality, like they are always fucking put it out there. I'm like, they're the ones that fucking keep us in business. They're the ones that keep us going. So you kind of can't be like, well, who the fuck are they to say? Well, they're I'm saying they are LSP. You're just the voice of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Without
a
them
lot of people
fucking
say that in lyrics, and it's bullshit. You resonate that because, like we said, we've known you forever. I've never seen you not be super chill with everybody at the show. You say hi to everybody and you smile until it's time to take a picture, and then you do that really mad, I'm gonna like murder your grandmother face. There it is. And, but you smile so much and you're so friendly, and you're the shit, man. So like it's not an act, I guess is what I'm saying. So
no, I appreciate that. I actually have gotten in trouble since you asked me, like, if there was over the years, and once again, won't specify which tour, and with which label, but I have been in trouble and shit for fucking, what I'm saying, like being included in VIP meet and greets and shit, and then being in the crowd the whole night, fucking signing shit and taking pictures for free and shit. And motherfuckers are like, you're taking away from the value of the VIP. I'm like, hey, they got to meet me first, but I'll never just, what I'm saying, run into a fan and shit. And motherfuckers like, yo, sign my CD.
To that. Yeah.
Right. Or, they're like, yo, let's take a picture together and shit. And you're like, sorry, no pictures. No, come on, man.
That'll be $90.
Right. That's what
yeah, right. Like Bill Shatner type shit over here.
No, man, that's major credit to you for that. No,
hey,
go ahead.
We're all musicians on here and shit fucking right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody bought a ticket to see you, watched your set, and they want a fucking picture with them, better take that fucking picture.
100%.
Or if
100%,
we'll do it again because
we'll work it out and shit. I'm like, fucking
100%, man.
No,
but I wanted to talk a little bit about LSP. I mean, it's a major label, and you've been running this shit for years and years, a decade plus. You've signed two decades that you've been doing this.
Well, we had our 20th anniversary last year and shit.
10 years. You son
of a from 2000. So fucking it's been a long time and shit. Fucking, it's scary, and like we just ran out of space. We got fucking I'll show you guys fucking like for a while. My pride and joy fucking, we had fucking LSP fucking, releases fucking behind us. Well, there's 100
Jesus.
there, and I have probably about another fucking 10 or 12 that didn't fit. So now I got to fucking buy a frame somewhere, and nobody even cares about CDs no more. So I can't find one.
JDirty will disagree with you.
Yeah.
Yes, still in the CD game, absolutely.
How many artists do you think, if you might even know, like right off the top of your head, how many artists have been on LSP in the last 22 years that you've been doing this?
I would say
one braid for every act, right? Isn't that
shit, no, fucking, I don't have that much hair left and shit. Fucking, we have 12 active right now, so I would say over the years, probably closer to 20. Fucking, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, really, like with a couple of minor exceptions and shit, like everybody that we parted ways with and shit, like I said, it was, contracts fulfilled. You did fucking however many albums you were signed to and shit. You want to try your own thing. There's really only been a couple of artists whose CDs been plucked out of that fucking wall and shit, fucking tossed under the table, like, fuck this release.
We get that.
I mean, but
we're with you.
20 years and 2 acts that you kind of like had a falling out with, that ain't too bad, man. That's
really not a bad ratio and shit. No, the rest of them, I wish them the best, even if they're no longer on the label and shit. Like, there's no fucking hard feelings. If anything, we're trying to expand more, into the whole experimental drug series that we started and shit. Like, a lot of people were like, so that's the sub label. I'm like, no, it's not a sub label. We don't have a sub label. I don't believe in that mentality either. I feel that if you sign an artist, you can sign them for a one-off deal and shit, fucking, and just be upfront with them, be like, hey, we can't fucking add to multi-album contracts and shit. Like, there's only 3 or 4 of us behind the scenes and shit. Like, fucking, there's only that much we can handle.
Yeah.
Right, but at the same time, I feel when labels do a sub label, in a weird way, it's like a superiority fucking, like, you're cool, but you're not cool enough to be on the main label and shit.
Bro, that has
what it looks like to a fan too. Yeah,
that has always bothered me. That has
like just give them a fucking one album deal and shit and fucking, like, so that the experimental drugs is not a side label. It's basically, we're stepping outside of the classic horrorcore and shit, and we're like, hey, this artist is dope. They're not horrorcore at all and shit, fucking, but we like what they're doing. Let's try them out for an album and shit. They're on the label, they get the merch, they get the push. And then fucking, they might be like, man, what the fuck was I doing fucking with a horrorcore label,
Yeah, no, that's a great point.
So
that's really awesome. So, what artists do you have on the experimental drugs?
Well, I mean, technically, it's just as far as like who got brought on, because
the other night.
we had Cody Manson and shit. Fucking, we brought him on as an experimental drugs artist. He did his album. We ended up actually re-signing him for a longer contract and shit because we were really impressed what he did. But we signed him. We signed Darby O'Trill and Devereaux as a group project and shit. Fucking, we've known both of them for years and years and years. Good fucking people.
Is that Devereaux the producer that's been working with
Ouija and ICP and shit? But he does all of Devereaux's shit. Like, they come out to rock the shows together. He DJs Devereaux sets and shit. So we did. They got another, we re-released their previous releases together and shit, and then they got a brand new one coming here in the next month and a half. We just signed Metapelli Music and shit, fucking our homies from the West Coast. Prime example, like I feel actually, that would really vibe with what you guys are doing and shit. They have that classic West Coast sound. They're from Cali,
We should link up.
Man,
for sure.
Hey, Scum, I just want you to know real quick, not to cut that off, but you basically are like the girl I had a crush on, who just told me I was like kind of handsome, and like followed me back. you just said that we have a classic West Coast sound was like the greatest thing anyone's ever said. I got all excited. I was like, oh, that's what we're going for.
I love West Coast rap and shit. I feel like in Colorado, we've always embraced West Coast rap and shit. Like, like fucking, you started going a couple of states over and it's all about that Midwest. But Colorado still always had the love for fucking, that head nod shit, fucking that, even if you're not a gang member, makes you want to crip walk.
Man, thank you for having us on your show, Scum. It's been a long
I'll shut the fuck up.
Let me
I
on that
know I'm
beat.
supposed.
No, not at all.
No,
not
this
at
is
all.
great. This is great.
So,
No, that was dope.
Sorry, Jay. I just wanted to ask one more question, real quick.
Yeah.
I know that you were about to ask him something, but I just wanted to go a little bit deeper into MFD.
Triple MFD, yes.
Triple. That's what I'm going to say. Triple MFD.
I thought
I
it was
want to
a
know.
Campbell Soup commercial in the beginning. I was so confused.
I want to know about your relationship with Insane Poetry, how you guys linked up. He is the fucking man. Every time I run into him, he is just like the fucking the dopest dude,
Nicest,
the sweetest
hip-hop
guy.
grandfather ever.
I love this guy, and I want to know a little bit more about like how you guys linked up and how you decided to form this super group that you did.
I would say Kill Music and shit. Back in the day when it was like the forum era and shit, and motherfuckers was either on horrorcore.com or Kill Music and shit, or fucking I think there was like Med Insanity forums. No, fucking like when I was really active on Kill Music, they really hated my guts on horrorcore.com, so I was very one-sided and shit. Like KGP fucking up to this day, like he had some major beefs in this scene, and fucking people shunned him for certain reasons and shit, but he's one of the probably like handful of people that I could truly fucking say, like, be like, hey, who's done things for your career over the years that really made an impact? And whether, I'm saying I talk to those people still or not and shit, he's definitely one of them.
Sure.
I was 100% local rapper and shit in Denver, fucking, found this fucking forum where they fuck with like classic horrorcore and shit. And he really was helping us push our first 3 albums and shit, and like really believed in us, which is much appreciated, and let us be heard outside of the state, outside of the country. So big shout out to KGP. But he was a big supporter of Insane Poetry, and that was right around the time when Faith and Chaos dropped and shit, and I ordered that. They had Kill Music, just like horrorcore.com, had their own web shop that sold these releases that they endorsed.
Was that like what was those things you used to do, like not red distribution? What were those?
Red Rum Media, long range distribution.
Red Rum. Yeah, like all that.
Red Rum was horrorcore.com, and then Kill Music had like Kill Music Store or something and shit. But
I remember all those though. Yeah.
They did their own charts. They did fucking like it was really in depth and shit. I really fucking appreciate and miss the forum era before social media was a thing. Before motherfuckers, were fucking somebody's on TikTok, somebody is on Snapchat, somebody is on the gram. Fucking it was just like you went to these forums.
Yeah, dude, you said the Mad Insanity forum. I was on the Mad Insanity forum every day. That was my fucking shit.
Okay.
In like 2007, 2008, I want to say. You know what I mean? Like that was.
I feel like you're even earlier than that.
Man,
that was name and shit if you were on.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I was on that forum every day, dog. Like that's so funny that you bring that up. That was
and we're all that's because we all come from that fucking era and shit. But anyway, I ended up ordering fucking Faith and Chaos and shit, and that shit blew my wig. I was like, this shit is fucking awesome and shit. Like, that was I heard that album. That was the first one I heard Insane Poetry. I'm kind of like like I'm a huge Esham fan, but like I didn't buy fucking Booming Words from Hell first. I bought, Closed Casket, and then worked my way backwards.
Sure.
Like
you do with an artist you discover, for sure.
Right. You find their current album, you're like, oh, this shit is dope. So you order all of their back catalog. So with Insane Poetry, that was the case and shit. Like that album just dropped. They were working on, I think, Fallen from Grace at the time. And we really wanted them out here. So myself and Fliz, who you particularly know, JDirty,
love that
another horrorcore, old school, juggalo horrorcore enthusiast and shit. We've pitched in and we're like, yo, we're going to bring them out for one of our local fests and shit, which was the United Underground Fest. Years ago. It was like in between the first and second Gore Fest. So we're talking like 17 years ago. And we brought him and JP the Hustler because they were performing as a group and shit since JP was producing all of it. We brought them out for that festival. There was a lot of things that was going down to where like things happened that day and shit. Like, it wasn't even the best response, but we thought it was fucking awesome and amazing. Next time they came out, fucking the response was great. But we just started working together as far as we ended up recording Generation X, which was our first song together and shit. Fucking and I was like, oh man, like this shit is so fucking dope, So we worked together. We started with that.
Good vibe. Let's do it.
Right. No, well, we ended up, I think we did about 8 or 10 collabs before we actually decided to do a collab album. And we came up with this fucking group name and shit. I remember Psycho questioning me about, he's like, the fuck is MMM? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
And,
like
and the official meaning of that is
make my motherfucking day.
Right.
And so fucking, you know, but I'm like, yo, it has a cool fucking industrial sound like KMFDM or something and shit, you know?
Yeah,
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And under that group, you've done a few records too, right?
Oh no. Just used to fucking do drugs too. Back in the day. I like industrial, but I was never. I played in a grindcore band, fucking in the late '90s, like grind, noise, anal cunt type of shit, and then after that it was all rap.
You ever said bride, noise, anal cunt went gospel? I quit listening to them. I don't. They used to be my shit, but they
went the
sold
way
out
of Kanye.
I like the grind noise because there was one of those things you got together with the homies and shit. You drank a lot of liquor, you did some drugs, and then you recorded a 38 song demo, which was 15 minutes long in an hour. You know, and it was ready to go and shit.
What I was curious.
Send this to everyone.
The Make My Motherfucking Day. You guys have multiple albums under that name, correct?
Yes, sir. Well, we
that's
have.
what I thought.
And I feel that we finally, like with the last couple and shit, like Butcher Brothers and Deadly Drug in particular and shit, like we found our formula as a group, because I feel like the first album was 100%. It wasn't a group album, it was like a good collaboration album. You know, he did his 16s, I did my 16s. It was like, it felt like we did like from state to state, you know what I'm saying? We didn't write the songs together. We, you know,
it sounded
came
like
up with the theme.
Cotton record.
Yeah.
No, like it has a feel of collaborations rather than like you guys are sitting there and you're like, oh shit, JDirty did 6. Let me finish these last 2, and then we'll go 4 and 4. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, no, see, that's how we do our shit. Is this whole project has been, you do your 16, I'll do mine, because we're all in different places. We saw each other at that show, but not for 3 years before it. So we've been doing that. So,
I strongly advise, just fucking as an experiment, since you guys, you know what I'm saying, like showed that you are able to come together and shit for an event or something, try, even if it's an EP, just try fucking, you know, setting together, be like, hey, we're all gonna take one weekend and we're gonna make this EP, and just try that back and forth. It gives it a completely different feel. Like, it, you know what I'm saying? Either way sounds better, but it's just like fucking, I don't know, it has like, you know, when you guys perform live and you hit each other's lines, even though it's really not, you know what I'm saying, that way on the record. On the record, you rap your own 16, you rap your own 16. But then when you perform and you go back and forth, it sounds dope as fuck. Well, what I mean is, like, if you're able to actually get together for a few days and shit, you can do the same shit, but actually record it like that to where it does go.
Yeah.
We used to do that before these fuckers moved across the country.
We did well, but then in fairness, even when when
everything, guys.
I know, and then the last 2 years it slowed us down even more with COVID and the lack of travel and all that shit. You know, that slowed us down too. Because then even Cotton and I, we do another group with just the two of us where we rap on some jacked beats, kind of like, you know, almost a la Ryder style, you know. But it's we do another, and for most of that, the last 2 records there, we wrote those independently because we weren't getting together in person. And so we were like, all right, you write your 16, I'll write my 16. And then we got together to record them. But writing together is a different. Yeah, writing together is a different
It's
experience.
a cool energy. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? You guys are a group, obviously, like being around each other and shit, you know, fucking
hell yeah.
Make it an excuse to come to Colorado. And hey, with COVID and shit, if the 3 motherfuckers are sitting in a room and shit and fucking, you know what I'm saying, you get COVID, you know which 2 motherfuckers to blame. Narrows down the list of suspects.
Uh-oh.
Fuck, fellas. No, so what you're saying though is those last couple of records, you guys have actually had it. They got to be more collaborative, sitting in the room working.
We wrote them in their entirety together.
Poetry projects, yeah.
No, and that's, you know, we're sitting right now on another unreleased Triple MFD record because basically we dropped Deadly Drug. We had a full coast to coast tour booked. COVID hit, tour got canceled and shit. We still haven't been able to reschedule it because just now, you know, the multi-headliner packages are starting to come back, and there's enough people coming out to even justify the promoter being able to pick up a multi-headliner show. So eventually we'd like to reschedule it, but we recorded during COVID a whole Deadly Drug Volume 2, a whole different album, but we decided we weren't going to drop it till we can actually reschedule the tour, and then we'll just tour both the records at the same time. But that was the only Triple MFD that didn't get a tour, you know?
Man.
That's crazy, man.
It's
That's
beyond crazy. So I know we are slightly already probably getting lower on our time, but I wanted to ask you a couple of quick things.
Of course.
One would be your best. You've traveled the country many times. Not traveled, excuse me, toured.
Yes, sir.
Making money, doing your shit, rocking stages. Your best on-stage memory as Scum across the country in your career.
Man, it's fucking hard to say and shit, man. Like, because there's certain shows that are like a small, you know what I'm saying, 50 to 100 person show, but it's so intimate and the energy is so good, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So like there's highlights and shit, like, you know what I'm saying, Carl's Tavern and shit, fucking, you know what I'm saying, being able to climb the bar, fucking jump around, fucking performing your set on it, dive into the crowd and know that they're gonna catch my fat ass and not cripple me further. That shit was important. I think playing, which tour was that? I think it was Welcome to the Underground, the run with Twisted, and like all of fucking, it was like an all-star run.
Like
and we
everybody,
did,
yeah.
Oh, that tour, yeah.
That tour when we were in Albuquerque and shit, and there was fucking this huge fucking venue and shit that we used to go to as fans and shit. Fucking it was Sunshine Theater. It was sold out, beyond sold out and shit. The whole fucking crowd jumping fucking, and they fuck with us in the 505. So it was a lot of our people that knew our lyrics, and it was like, oh man, the fucking energy is great. So that would be, you know, that main stage gathering and shit. Fucking, I feel after all the years of paying dues on fucking every possible stage during the daytime and fucking nighttime, you know what I'm saying, that shit felt really good.
Main stage love, hell yeah.
What year did you do the main stage at the gathering?
Fuck if I remember. 17 maybe. 2017 and shit.
That was the last time we were there, Trox.
That was the last time we were there, yeah.
I'll have to check. It was like, because we didn't do the last couple of years and shit, fucking. So it was, you know, prior to, let's see, 2019 was the last one before COVID, which we didn't do. So yeah, it was either 17 or 18.
Wild.
Word.
That's amazing to me. Yeah, that's so dope. Like to me, that's the pinnacle for anything that I could imagine, like playing the main stage.
But there's been so many fucking good experiences and shit, and like just memories where like the energy was right, or you know, you get to a city where you fucking never played and shit, and you're like, man, this is gonna fucking suck.
Are they gonna dig us? Are they gonna know my shit?
And all of a sudden, fucking like you get a bunch of fucking fans that know you, and you're like, oh, they like us. Yay. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
call back home. Really like Mom, no, they dig us here. This is great at Poughkeepsie. Oh no.
I would say up to this day, like we were talking about Triple MFD, and even though we've done fucking, you know what I'm saying, like big ass tours and shit with multiple headliners, probably the most positive energy tour I've ever done in my fucking whole career was the Unsubs tour, which was the second Triple MFD record, and it was with Schizo and Grave Dog and shit and fucking, you know, and Morbid, and it was just everybody got along. There was no fucking tension. There was like,
so dope, man.
It wasn't a huge tour, but we were having so much fun that it didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like it was good enough to where we're like, yo, this is awesome. Most tours, you know, like after the first 3 weeks or so and shit, motherfuckers are kind of at each other's throats. Just because you've been in this box on wheels for too long and shit, fucking somebody's fucking socks smell worse than everybody else's and shit. Somebody is always fucking late to bus call. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I've done
there's always a reason.
And me and the other guy ended up hating each other. Like the other driver.
It's kind of common and shit.
Yeah, like I wanted him dead from a disease that he got from doing horrible things and bad decisions.
There's definitely been those. No, the honestly, like the fact that fucking, you know what I'm saying, like Lynch, who is fucking, you know, most people know him from like running merch for LSP for all those years or hyping for me back
Yeah.
in the day, but he's
Oh,
done
for real.
every single tour I've done and shit. So like, you know what I'm saying, that
Wow.
not only that's my right hand man, my best friend and shit, but I'm like, yo, like we actually coexisted for 22 tours without any fucking issues. You know, occasionally, I mean, anybody can get into it and shit, but like 2 hours later, we're like, that was dumb. Want to have a drink together? All right,
We
cool.
gotta move on. This is
Yeah.
our business.
Yeah.
That's so dope, man.
Back to work.
So my last question for you, man, is more of like I wanted your take on it because
Yes, sir.
in the beginning of your career, when we started seeing you on those mail-in long range flyers and everything, whatever one it was, I'm fucking up websites now, but you know, statute
No,
of
we're
limitations.
on long range fucking, you know, carried everybody.
So yeah, we'd see you on those little. Anyone who used to order hip hop CDs, especially underground hip hop CDs, 20 years ago, we were flooded with these little long range flyers and all and little ads. Cotton.
You would pop a CD open and like 30 of them would fucking burst out of there screaming and shit.
Oh yeah. And it was unreal. And they looked like tickets. They were tiny. But anyway, your images. Every time I saw Scum, it was horrifically foul and violent and murdery and graphic, and it caught my attention. But like, when was the backlash? Because I have to assume that like, I don't even know what I'm trying to ask you. Like, it's so violent and so in your face. Like, not everyone could have loved.
You know, they used to be backlash for sure and shit, but at the same time, if you notice, like our artwork, fucking, you know, hasn't gotten any less disturbing over the years and shit. Like
we just all have the internet in our pocket now, so we have access to shit.
No, but we definitely. I mean, I remember there was certain fucking like when we dropped Snuff HD, which still to this day is fucking my best selling fucking solo album and shit. Fucking they shut down our PayPal and our web store and everything and shit because
and that was an animated cover, wasn't it?
It was, but it was a combination of the title and fucking, you know what I'm saying, the bitch getting fucking sewn from her pussy to her fucking throat and shit, fucking with a circle saw. And so
They
at first they made us, they made us
Oh,
edit the fucking cover because it's like an old school camcorder sitting there and shit with that. Okay, so they made us remove the shit from the screen. And we're like, okay, but then
And
they
it
shut
was
our shit
recording.
down. Because no, the FBI shut down our shit because fucking they thought we were actually selling, like doing pre-orders
Like
for a
selling
fucking snuff movie.
DVDs.
And they sent us the whole fucking like,
Nicolas Cage
you
comes
know,
over. What's going on?
bro, PayPal has the fucking, you know what I'm saying, like some kind of a paragraph, you know, on page 47 saying you will not sell snuff pornography. Fucking feds sent us this whole thing. And we had to fucking hit them back. We're like, it's an audio recording. Like, what are y'all talking about? Well, it says Snuff HD. I'm like, it's a fucking album name, you know. And once we
They're
proved
rap
it, they
lyrics, man.
right, and no, they let it go because we're like, how do you sell pre-orders for snuff porn? Like, do we got some poor chick like chained up in our basement, and fucking, we're like, yeah, bitch, we're at 992, 8 more, and we're cutting your legs off.
Right? Oh, if we get to 1,500, we're
It's
selling your
going
tits
down.
on eBay.
Wow.
Oh my god.
man.
But no, as far as
I
the
was always
backlash,
curious about that, like how
we've gotten our share of backlash, but I think that's why, like, sometimes people bring up fucking shit I said in our old lyrics and shit, and like some of the shit I don't even fucking, you know what I'm saying, approve of that I used to say, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't deny.
I feel that
the same way.
100%.
We're
I
the
listen to
exact
old
same way,
songs
yeah.
and I'm like, why the fuck did I say that? That was terrible.
Nothing else rhymed with Bob Saget. That I had to. Really,
Bro, the funny thing is and shit, I feel like, okay, you know, fucking poisoners and shit, like back in the day, and even today, like motherfuckers that work with poisons and you know what I'm saying, that could come in contact with poison usually take micro doses of all their most common poisons to become immune to it. You know what I'm saying? It's a fucking, you know, and this way they feel safe and shit. Like, you know, if they accidentally ingest something and shit, they'll be all right. Well, being
is
so
this how you're
foul.
describing your album covers?
Album covers,
I love this
content.
analogy. Hell yeah.
No, so basically, like, okay, fucking for all those years and shit, we've been putting out this filthy, fucking disturbing, nasty shit. So now, when we came into the land of politically correct, fucking cancel culture kids and shit, they can't cancel us because they're like, do you know what he said And they're like, yeah, and you know what I'm
Been that
saying?
way
Like,
forever, yeah.
Yeah.
You're,
So I
you're
feel
in
like-
that
Started off with
you're in the
missionary
class.
and then got to fisting. That would be one thing. You
Right,
guys,
but by now
you
there's
guys
just
have been
nothing.
fisting since the 90s.
Right. There's nothing that I can say that like is really truly gonna shock our listeners. And you know, when they do try to dig up certain shit, like I got approached recently about will I consider censoring some of my fucking old albums because like I have a lot of gay bashing on my real old albums. I don't do that shit no more. I don't stand by it at all. But in
To
the
go back
era
and edit it would be strange.
but I'm not gonna do that either because I'm not gonna fucking pretend like I didn't say the things that I said and shit. Like, you know, the way I always explain it, and we have a fucking pretty big gay following and shit out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we explain to them, we're like, yo, I don't deny having these albums. These albums are on iTunes. They're uncensored. I'm like, yo, fucking like horrorcore was always about being cool to the motherfuckers. Well, no, it was about being cool to the small circle of rejects that we consisted of and shitting on everybody outside that circle. So 20 years ago, that particular scene didn't fuck with us. And so because they didn't fuck with us, they got it just as much as organized religion, cops, all of that, you know. The second I could look up in the crowd and I was like, oh shit, we have two fans here that are actually offended by some of the shit I'm saying. I stopped doing it because I'm like, yo, like I'm not here to piss off my own fucking fans and shit. They're supporting me. You know, they matter.
Big time, man. Which goes back to what we were talking about earlier, dude. Your fan base love is amazing. What you've accomplished is beyond devastating, dog. We are very, very I don't know, not only impressed but honored to work with you, past, present, and hopefully future, man.
There was vice versa and shit. I appreciate it.
I know what Trox is gonna say as we go out. I know exactly what he's gonna say. I wanted you're gonna say this.
I wanted to go out with this. So there was a show that we were fucking hosed on in 2009 that Jay and I booked a spot at Cervantes, and this was like
Okay, this isn't the story I was gonna say. I got one too. Keep going with this.
We bet
Scum stories for days.
We bet everything.
That shows our history.
It does. We bet everything on this show at Cervantes, and initially, I'll say it. We had A&B booked to be our headliner for this show, and about 2 weeks before the show, after we had been promoting it for months, about 2 weeks before,
5 days before.
Okay, 5 days before. I think is a more accurate.
It was not 2 weeks. That would have been time.
We got news that they were pulled into something. That they were working a psychopathic at the time. They got pulled into something. They got pulled off of our show, and we had bet everything on this show that
their show that they were the headliners of. Not
correct.
Just details.
It was their show that they were the headliners, but it was like our show that we put together. And we were in a position where we were completely screwed. We're like, well, we can't do an entire show just JDirty and Big Trox. Like we have this venue completely booked. Like this is our deal. We reached out to the homie Scum.
6 of the songs.
Exactly. At that point, we had one record, and so we're like, well, we can play a set, but we can't, carry this whole thing. We reached out to our homie here, Scum. And he, in 5 days, jumped on, headlined the show, completely pulled the entire shit together, brought all his camp with him. And it was such a major moment to me, man. Like it's still, I think about that night to this day. Like it really was an important time to me. Cause like you bailed us the fuck out of something that we really needed help on. And I thank you to this day.
And I appreciate that you still remember that shit, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just, but that's what we're supposed to do as artists and shit. Like fucking, things happen. Fucking, one artist that you have gets sick and shit. Like I've played my share of fill-in slots and shit, and I don't take them as like, oh man, they didn't want me in the first place. They just want me.
Right.
I'm like, yo, like shit comes up. The show must go on. Fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like I know I've been throwing shows for years. I've had situations when I've lost a headliner on a couple day notice.
On 3 days before because something happened, and I took it with much appreciation. I
Like,
understand.
thank you.
And that's what
Appreciate
makes us professionals and shit, man. Like fucking, I remember many years. Okay, I'll back to a subject that you brought up earlier. Shows that I remember opening for Blaze on Halloween years and years ago at the Gothic Theater. When
we were there. I remember that.
before George
Yep.
worked for Psychopathic, when it was Nathan Extra era, and Psychopathic didn't have local openers usually and shit. So they called me the day before the show. I was out with my wife for our anniversary and shit. It was Devil's Night, and they're like, tomorrow, you know what I'm saying, you want to play this show? And I'm like, yep, I do. I'll be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't ready and shit, but I'm like, I made it happen. I fucking almost lost my job over it, but that show was amazing. It was cracking, fucking. But it was one of those things where like they called me. They're like, yeah, you know, can you be ready in 18 hours? I'm like, yes, I can.
What's call time? I'll be there.
Yep.
No,
Right.
My quick thing on that show that you bailed us out on. The reason it was also so dope was because that was at a time where our two camps weren't exactly the best of friends. There was local stupid shit going on, and that our own camp was like, we had a few handfuls of. Are you fucking kidding me? You put
right? Why did
Scum
you invite them and shit? No, I totally get it, brother. Like
because he you know you put us on shows at that point, and it was all love, and I'm not no credit of anything, but that kept our relationship as JDirty and Big Trox.
You know, we were always solid and shit. Fucking, the way you guys and myself were, even when our camps didn't always see eye to eye, even though fucking up to the day, I don't remember why or exactly the reasoning and shit. But it's the same relationship I had with Class, because there was a period when fucking Mission Infect and LSP hated each other. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Fucking, now I'm completely, you know. Right, like I'm cool with Low Key and them now and shit, fucking, you know, and they're artists. But at that time, Q Strange and Class were both on Mission Infect, and they were my homies. And it happened to be like our camps are beefing, but like we're have cool. No fucking issues with each other.
Yeah.
You know?
Hell yeah, man. So I swear to you, I only have one more story, Trox. Another where I thought you were.
I'm not rushing you guys at all.
No. Sure. I know these. I know we've got all sorts of other shit and content to do tonight, but I don't want to like avoid all Trox's hard work for the week. But
right,
it's all good, baby.
Night,
we have our guest of honor here.
Yo, hell yeah. We booked a show in Loveland one night, and much like you said, I think it was one of the Gore Fests, I'm pretty sure, and not in Loveland, but the same night. And you called and said, "Hey, can you play this show this Friday?" Too. And I didn't even think twice. I said, "Yeah, fuck yeah!" Like you just said a minute ago, "Fuck yeah, I'll be there." Well, I hung up and I'm like, "Oh fuck me!" Like we're supposed to play in Loveland, and I just told Scum we play at the Roxy, and so I hit you back and I hit you back and said, "Can we go first on your shit so we could play you and then drive to Loveland and go play our set?" And you were like, "Hell yeah." Well,
no, I respect the fuck out of it and shit, man. I totally, like, I've done maybe 3 times in my career I had to do fucking back-to-back sets at different venues.
Yeah.
And any artist that's willing, props and respect, man.
that night was the shit. That night was the shit. I remember that. I remember that well. That one just wasn't as impactful to me as the time that you bailed us.
But in a way it was, Trox, and I'll tell you, and you know why? Because all I'm doing is setting up the dopeness of the story, because you guys hadn't even taken over control of the Roxy yet. It was still like
we were still renting that motherfucker.
Exactly. And it was I even remember, because you guys were going, this is the last show at the Roxy because the Roxy's shutting down. So it was that Gore Fest, I think, or some big show y'all did before you guys took over or whatever. And
might have been Black Christmas then, because I think fucking like we ended up taking over the Roxy in the spring. So I think that December show they were kind of like, yeah, sorry, you know what I'm saying, we're selling the business and shit. And you know, at that point they weren't even offering it to us. So
say Black Christmas. But we're the first act. And so it wasn't an LSP party juggalo zone yet. There was people there, maybe 75 kids lining the walls and up in the back. And Trox and I are busting our ass for like one bobbing head in the front doing our third song. And you came out the back of the stage,
Fuck yeah, you did.
Walked right out on the stage, and I took the mic, and you were like, get the fuck up here. This is a live music show. This is the Roxy. Like, when you're not here, I do your accent, but I feel weird doing it for you. But like, you yelled at everybody, and then you looked at us. You said, "You gotta fucking bully them, man." And we have said that for the last 10 years. Like, if people are like, "You gotta fucking bully them, man," and like I laughed so hard, and that was a classic Scum interaction, and like we quote it all the time, dog. So
all the time.
That's what I wanted to tell you. Like, I'll never forget that.
I appreciate that. No, you know, okay, that goes back to fucking always treat your fans right. So this way, after you get done bullying them, they don't jump you. You know?
Yeah, and it was a respectful bully, but you were kind of like, don't ask their hands to be up. Go get your fucking hands up. And you were like, it was so dope.
Just take it personally, bro. Like, when I see that, like, one thing is if you're playing a venue and there's 10 fucking people there and they're all in front of the stage, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We've all done it, and fucking there's nothing wrong with that. Because you're supposed to rock for the fucking people there, you know, just as hard as if there's fucking 500 people there. But if there's motherfuckers there, and they're camped out, and they rolled out their sleeping bags, and they're roasting marshmallows and shit while you're sweating to death on stage and shit, that shit ain't cool.
Get your fucking ass up here, and you watch me rap, motherfucker.
Like, it was so early in the night, they were waiting for their homie to get there with the marshmallows.
Right, but they were already setting up the fire. They had the sticks out. The graham crackers were nicely broken up.
Camp that night. They knew, but they didn't know like where they were gonna set up. Or, like, you know what I mean? They were still looking for the place to shit later. So yeah, but you came out and just like you yelled at everybody in our honor, and it was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah,
it was just, it will never ever leave my mind, man. And
no, I appreciate that. And I always, you know what I'm saying, I feel that fucking if somebody is out there killing the stage and shit and fucking, you know what I'm saying, like the set is dope, they giving them, you know what I'm saying, you can tell motherfuckers ain't slacking and just standing in one place and shit. You know, an artist is working, there's absolutely no reason, like you can tell, you know, I've been throwing shows for fucking years and years and years and shit that you're like, yo, this motherfucker is on in a couple more hours after you have 4 drinks, you're going to be up there fucking, you know what I'm saying, getting down with it and shit. So there's no reason why you shouldn't fucking show them some love and shit just because fucking, you know what I'm saying, it's early or fucking, you know what I'm saying, like you're not drunk enough yet. Trust me, it took a lot of heavy drinking when we first started touring and shit, fucking, and a lot of like, you know what I'm saying, that voice in the back of your head, like, they're going to beat your ass after the show. You know what I'm saying? To go up on stages in cities where I've never been and do the same fucking thing. Be like, get the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? You came for a show. Oh, you know, and like, you walk that gray line and shit. Like, you're like, you know, between being fucking, you know what I'm saying, extra insulting and fucking at the same time, you know, getting the fucking that good energy before they fucking straight up feel offended. Cause I've seen artists cross that line and shit fucking to where you're like, yo, you motherfuckers are a bunch of pussies. Get up here. And motherfuckers are like, I ain't no fucking pussy. We'll fuck you up. Shit, you're not
going anywhere, motherfucker.
I have your address.
Right. So, like, it's walking that gray line and shit and fucking, you know, sometimes it's successful, sometimes it's not, but I always took it personally and I still do and shit when, like, homies fucking come out and they're killing it and shit and fucking, sometimes it just takes somebody to fucking, like, draw their attention because I don't know, we've all been going to shows for so many years that sometimes like when we come to see our homie perform and shit or like the set person that we came to see, we almost like wear fucking internal earmuff and shit until that time and shit and we're saying hi's to the homies and we're getting some drinks and we're checking out the merch and somebody could be fucking completely awesome on stage and shit and fucking like it just might take somebody fucking yelling at you to be like, what does he keep fucking bugging me for? Oh shit, they're pretty cool.
That's straight up, man. Yeah, we're grateful for you doing it because at the time they knew your face and your voice and your fucking look and you, and they didn't know us at all, and they started paying attention because you screamed at them, and that was dope. And
that's my pleasure. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I want to make sure that we get a chance to promote this tour that you're doing because you're about to re-hit the road and go everywhere with Hoodoo, Light, and DJ Clay and Scum. So tell us about that, my friend.
You know, fucking okay, so we lost 2 tours to fucking COVID and shit. Fucking then we did a headlining run just because I was like, I don't even fucking care and shit. We're going on tour. You know, and
Need to get there.
right for a minute, the scene wasn't financially stable enough to support multi-headliner packages because even if the doper the package, the less every artist makes. Let's just be
Of
real.
course.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Right.
everybody
sense.
knows that. You know,
Slice of
because you have to
cheese.
feed multiple mouths and shit. But yet you still have to do these fucking like, you know, because that's the shows that are extra fun because you get fans for each artist and shit, and you make
Right.
new fans and fucking. So when this tour fucking opportunity came up and shit, and we were talking about joining forces and shit, and you know, everybody having new records and shit, everybody kind of fucking doing their thing. I was super excited. I'm like, yo, it's time to fucking do another multi-headliner. Like some of the biggest tours we've done, you know, would be like Welcome to the Underground or X's Family and shit. Like, you know, where there's
Oh, yeah.
multiple headliners bringing their fucking people and shit,
For sure.
and just good energy. So, this tour came about. We started putting it together and shit. Fucking everybody that's going, as far as even like staff and crew, is cats we've toured with for years and shit. So it's gonna be probably fairly easy and enjoyable. We're about halfway done with the booking. Like we're actually booking it as the route goes because so many places that we normally were like, oh shit, yeah, I just gotta send these cats a text or an email. A lot of places went under and shit and fucking, you know what I'm saying, shut down
Yeah.
during COVID. So we're having to
A lot of
find
legendary venues
That's
have
crazy.
gone under
You-
during
a
this.
lot of
Yeah.
fucking
you-
places.
You must
So-
have to like completely reroute on a tour now when you're.
It
trying to do
really
this.
is like, you know, you're changing fucking routes and shit. You're playing places you never played and shit. It's kind of sad because it is a lot of places where, you know, we're talking about memories and places where we played fucking a dozen times, great fucking memories, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, they didn't fucking make it through COVID and shit. Fucking because venues, contrary to popular belief, you don't make a lot of money running fucking live music and shit. You make some money on one show, you lose some on the next show. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's fucking there's no money in it, but it's not good enough money to where like most venues carry some debt and shit and fucking count fucking, you know, in their busy season and shit to fucking cover for their slow season. So when motherfuckers all shut down for a year and most of the people that run venues don't own the buildings, so rent never stopped. So a lot of those places just, you know, after paying rent for about 9 or 10 months and shit, were like, okay,
No
well, we
money
can't afford
coming
this
in.
no more. Right.
Yeah.
Like it's over, you know. So I'm
So
really
what he's
fucking
saying
glad
is
that
check this tour out at your local KFC in a city near you.
and it's sitting near you. No,
Hey.
we're still fucking doing okay. Like we're, you know what I'm saying? That would be my last tour and shit where it was during COVID. As a matter of fact, I caught COVID on that tour. That was absolutely, you know what I'm saying, fucking bars, fucking basements and fucking barns,
Wherever
fucking,
you
you know
let
what I'm
us
saying?
in,
Here
we'll
we
rock
come.
it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Like,
hell
Oh,
if
you
you
want
will
me to play
book
your
us-
basement? Sure, I'll be there. Sounds good.
We're like, word, fucking, here's the
It's
contract
our
and
first
shit. We're
bat
calling.
mitzvah, but okay.
I'm down. I'm down.
Yeah,
I wanted to
fucking
tour. I hated fucking doing live streams and shit during COVID. Fucking hated it. And I was like, I need real shows. I have to have real shows. I don't care if you know what I'm saying? If we have to backtrack 15 years of hard work and fucking go back to where we started doing basements and house parties and fucking, you know what I'm saying, little
But that's
fucking
why
bars
you
that.
do music, man. Like that's why we're here.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I was like, cool, we'll go back to the fucking roots and shit. We'll stack a bunch of milk cartons and crates at fucking
Right,
in this
hell
corner of a bar
yeah.
and fucking we're going to play there.
Yeah,
So
man. Rock some faces.
absolutely. But no, we just released the first batch of dates for this, for Rock the Dock tour and shit. So, that's pretty much like from Midwest to the West Coast. We already added some dates since the commercial dropped today. We're working on Southwest now. Then we're going to
Show
start
off.
fucking working our way around. It just gradually, like I said, instead of trying to work on the whole route like we used to, knowing we have reliable contacts and shit, we literally are booking it a show at a time, fucking trying to make it our way across the country and shit, and adjusting the route based on be like, okay, well, this place
That's
is gone, this
wild,
place
man.
is gone. Where can we go now? You know?
Does
Yeah,
does
but-
it have a little bit of to do with like you don't want to book too far out in case everything does shut down again? Is that like a
No. You know, I've flat
just
out
the
like
availability of a venue?
availability of a venue. There's an oversaturation of tours going on fucking in May.
Yeah.
which because everybody fucking that didn't tour for the last 2-3 years are like, finally, you know, it's going to be warm.
I can go back. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're
When 8 great tours hit every weekend, you're kind of fucked as a fan.
but at the same time, you know, fucking, I feel you are, but like a lot of our fans are so loyal and shit, like they make it fucking work, you know?
Yeah, big time.
Like it just like there's a lot of, I feel that like that's one advantage our scene has over, say, the mainstream scene. Mainstream scene is built around convenience. They will pay $100 to see that fucking show, but if it's conflicting with another big show or something, fucking
100%.
a holiday,
or a baby shower,
right? Like they're not gonna pull up.
Marathon. Yeah,
But you know what I'm saying, our fans somehow fucking managed to, like, you know what I'm saying, call in sick to fucking jobs and shit, fucking
Hell yeah, man.
con their grandma into babysitting fucking the 3 kids, you know what I'm saying, doing whatever the fuck they have to do.
Look,
and
Grandma,
they,
if it wasn't for you, they wouldn't even be here. Technically, it's your fault.
right, you know what I'm saying, they can push the wheelchair around, it's cool. You know what I'm
Right?
saying?
They'll be home at 3:30 or 7.
Right, like you watch them while they watch you. It's
So
cool.
where can folks get tickets for the show? Give us the website.
Every venue has their own. Like I said, today we just every artist dropped a commercial with the first, I think, like 14 or 16 of the venues and shit. So 90% of them obviously have online ticketing. If for some reason somebody can't find online ticketing for an event and shit, just scum412@hotmail.com. Hit me up. I'll hit up a promoter. I'll find out who has tickets, where to get tickets and shit. Like, I'll make it happen.
I asked him to give y'all motherfuckers a website, and he just gave you his email address. So
Yeah,
I was like, hey, tell people go to scum.com, and he's like, fuck that, scum412@gmail. Hit me up, motherfucker. I will get our Hotmail. I will give you tickets, motherfucker.
Old school.
No, man. Hey, we really appreciate you being on the show, man.
Yeah, Yahoo Chat.
Pleasure.
At Yahoo Chat.
AOL.com.
We seriously appreciate the fuck out of you for being on our show. This was so great. You really you schooled our audience. We really appreciate everything. We want to go out to one of your tracks, and
Awesome.
I was hoping you could tell the folks a little bit about this track before we play you out tonight.
Fuck yeah. One quick fucking, you know what I'm saying, shameless self-plug and shit. On the 25th of this month,
plug it up.
Fucking, I got an album release show and shit. Fucking, you know what I'm saying, it's going down. Fucking, we'll be at the Roxy. It's the 3rd fucking and final installment of the Dying World Chronicles and shit. All the tickets include the album. Are you guys fucking, is everybody back in separate cities and shit, or are y'all?
Cities.
I'm like, y'all want to come play the show and shit? Let's make it happen.
Listen.
Soon.
But the album drops on the 25th.
Still lives in Colorado.
I mean, you know, hey, I would love to have you on there.
Let's talk. But yeah, so the 25th is
but
your
yeah,
album
25th, the album drops, album release party. We're gonna have Damian Quinn and Metapelli Music from LSP. Fucking one coming from Cali, one coming from Wisconsin. As special guests and shit. The song is off that album and shit. It's a single. I think it was the 2nd single that we released for this record and shit. It's called Dues, and it's a personal song. It's not a typical, like, I don't do a lot of rock sounding songs and shit. It's really not my fucking cup of tea normally. But the song truly describes fucking like the dues you pay as an artist and shit. And I think it appeals to cats involved in the scene more than cats that just like, you know, I just started listening to this shit like 3 months ago. Like, then you probably don't know about all the trials and tribulations we all went through.
Might not be your track, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Right, but it's something that, you know what I'm saying, like, it just talks about fucking, you know, the last 20 years of fucking, you know what I'm saying, paying dues and shit, and fucking it's a really personal track, so that's why I sent this one to you. I mean, 90% of the album is still gonna have, you know what I'm saying, the classics like Abortion Clinic, Trash Bag and shit, and fucking, you know what I'm saying, fucking Heads on the Curb, you know, fucking, but this particular song is some personal fucking.
How do we evolve? That's what I say. Like, if you can't go to a Scum record and get your Abortion Clinic Trash Bag smoothie.
Oh, we were just talking about not letting down your fans, man. Like, I feel as an artist,
exactly. Fuck yeah, bro.
You have luxury to experiment on about 33% of your fucking album. The other 66% you owe to the people that fucking keep you in business.
I just realized, like, I think my liquid soap hand washing is your abortion bag. Like it's like you gotta go back to what got you here. You know, I get it.
I remember one day a few years back and shit when Liquid Assassin was still on LSP, and we got drunk together one day, and he wanted to do a horrorcore song, and he's never done a truly horrorcore song. Like Greyflaw was kind of horrorcore, but this was horrorcore. So we did fucking. What the fuck was it? It was so foul that fucking he called me the next day. He's like, "Are you really gonna release that shit?" Oh, newborn sacrifice, and fucking we did that song and shit. And he's like, "Are you really gonna put it out?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, that shit turned out fucking sick." He's like, "Dog, like some of my fans might not understand me." I'm like, "Just blame it on me. They hate me already. It's cool."
Right, they're already mad that you're part of this. No,
Wow. Man,
well, this
Scum,
is not going to be
I
abortion.
fucking love you, man.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
man.
for being on the show. This is
Thank you for having me. Let's do this again sometime and shit. There's
Absolutely.
so much
Yeah.
fun.
It's
I can
You're
talk
fantastic.
welcome on the
for
show
hours,
anytime, bro. You're great. We really
Let's
appreciate
do
it.
this
We'll have the
again and
link
shit.
below. I was just saying, we'll have the Scum's link below to his website, the tour,
Work.
everything involved, so you guys can check this out. Check that out. Rock the Dock tour going out very soon. The new record dropping as well. This is dope as fuck. Scum, thank you guys from BDC and Scrub Hop Talk. This is dudes right here. We'll see you guys.
Thank you for having me and shit. Shout out to Scrub Hop Talk and shit, and we'll do this again soon. Much love, guys.
Fuck yeah, hell yeah, man. See you soon, guys.
Sure.
I don't make the rules, I just play this game. And I made a name going against the grain. How running with the bulls, one cannot remain. Being as gentle as a lamb, I'm not the same. Now, Jenny's out the bottle that I'm drinking, and I'm sinking on so many drugs and liquor. Pick a different model, this one's way far gone. No one doing what I've done, someone just gets sick. I wanna go crowd surf at my own funeral. I wanna see a circle pit round the box I'll be in. I wanna watch a motherfucker break a leg on the box and know that when the box is shot, that's when the shots will begin. I wanna go crowd surf at my own funeral. I wanna see a circle pit round the box I'll be in. I wanna watch a motherfucker break a leg on the box and know that when the box is shot, that's when the shots will begin. Suck that dick until your face turn blue, ho. Go fuck yourself with a serrated blade. Show me exactly what the fuck you're made of on the inside before you say my name. To the DA, you better pray this lifestyle kills me before I make your body leak. Leaving your house a grip a dripping knife while dragging your corpse from such a bloody freak. Let me see your scars, have you paid your dues? Did this drug abuse with your body cripple? Have you told cars that they shot at you? Have you had some trouble breathing when your heart rate triple? Facing overdose up in some cheap hotel on the real estate of city, drinking away your sorrow. Can I take advice from those that never live? I will live well aware that there is no tomorrow. I wanna go crowd surf at my own funeral. I wanna see a circle pit round the box I'll be in. I wanna watch a motherfucker break a leg on the box and know that when the box is shot, that's when the shots will begin. I wanna go crowd surf at my own funeral. I wanna see a circle pit round the box I'll be in. I wanna watch a motherfucker break a leg on the box and know that when the box is shot, that's when the shots will begin. Bleed, motherfucker, bleed, motherfucker, bleed now. Feed what is left of my piranha tank. I'm not the one the motherfucker should pick off. Stick you so deep as full katana length. All up inside you like your mama likes me. Love with the blade you never get to come. Though you may snort but you be squirting crimson. When some survive they won't forget this scum. Let me see your scars, have you paid your dues? Did this drug abuse with your body cripple? Have you told cars that they shot at you? You had some trouble breathing when your heart rate triple. Facing overdose up in some cheap hotel on the real estate of city, drinking away your sorrow. Can I take advice from those that never lived? I will live well aware that there is no tomorrow. I wanna go crowd surf at my own funeral. I wanna see a circle pit round the box I'll be in. I wanna watch a motherfucker break a leg on the box and know that when the box is shot, that's when the shots will begin. I wanna go crowd surf at my own funeral. I wanna see a circle pit round the box I'll be in. I wanna watch a motherfucker break a leg on the box and know that when the box is shot, that's when the shots will begin.
That's fantastic. That's not.
So you
I mean,
showed us a video of 3 bears working out in the woods.
this is one of the rare times that Big Trox has showed us a video that I've seen before. And
Oh, you saw this?
I saw that over this past weekend, just with the caption of "What the fuck is going on in Russia?"
The caption that I saw, it was posted on Twitter. This is one of the few clips that I had to pull off of Twitter.
Confused.
And the person that posted it, it was just 3 question marks. That was the caption.
What is
it a real
happening here?
bear? I don't even understand what we just watched. Was that a joke?
No.
Was that like a Klondike commercial?
No, it's not. Hold on.
No.
Let me get the
That's
video.
not a real bear doing push-ups.
That's a
against
real
tree.
fucking bear pushing a tree up and down while one guy is doing gymnastics
No, it
while
isn't.
getting. It is 100% what's happening. That's a bear.
Punching
and that
another
other guy-
bear. But how did they get a wild animal?
Dude, in
think
Russia
that's a real bear?
they train those bears.
Yeah, that's a real
100%
bear.
think
What do you
that's a real
mean?
bear.
You
That is
can't
a
be
real
a real
bear.
bear.
Those bears.
They
eat
train those
fish.
bears.
That's all they
No.
train to catch a fish.
No,
as
they
it
do
jumps
not.
up the
No, they do
waterfall.
not. They
Like,
That's
I've
what
seen
they
the
do in
calendar.
Russia.
they ride bicycles. They do all sorts of crazy
This
shit,
is a
bud.
farcical call.
No, I knew it. See, when I watched that, I was like, Jay's gonna say this is a put on. It's not a fucking put on. That
Why
is a
wouldn't that
bear.
be eating
That is a
dude?
bear shaking a tree while one guy uses
What is it
another
trying to
guy
do?
like a heavy
Do
bag.
you think Winnie the
Look at him.
Pooh is real? Do you think he was really shaking to get his honey pot? Like that
I
real
don't-
bear
I don't
was
know.
trying to eat that guy.
I don't know why the bear is shaking the tree, but he is absolutely in the mix, and
He's
they don't seem
completely
fazed by it.
unfazed by the fucking prison workout going
And-
on.
And look at the look. Okay, so this guy
Look at the tattoo
right here.
on the back of that fat guy. Like it's like the
I know.
like Tech 9 cross from.
And when the fat guy turns to look at the camera, I'm pretty sure that fat guy is Bert Kreischer. If I'm
Oh
not
my
mistaken.
god, it does look like
It's the
Bert.
machine.
It's the machine.
Fuck, I don't know. I don't think that could be a real bear. Like that doesn't make sense. Would you
No,
see a bear doing push-ups and you're like, let's go do pull-ups? Punch me in the stomach real quick.
Could be.
Hey,
Look
hey,
at him.
Gustav, come here. This cannot be real. I don't even understand why
It
is
looks-
real.
But I don't.
It
But I
looks
don't
real.
get why it's real.
It
It's
looks
real.
real.
It's real.
Then stumped me again. I don't even know.
Let me
I don't
see.
know what happened. That
You know,
was weird.
We
Stumped
real
me
I
again.
I
Do
just
bears
want to
not eat people? Have I been afraid of bears for no fucking reason? If I can take a gut punch, I don't have to be afraid of a bear. Is that like standing still with a T-Rex? Like
Could be.
why didn't
is
the
that
bear
like standing
maul-
still with a T-Rex?
Like, is that how you get it to not attack? I don't understand how that bear did not try to eat the people. That makes 0 sense. 0 sense. Like I don't.
Cotton.
and you're both
Cotton, do you have an
stupid. It doesn't make sense.
Cotton just goes,
I don't. Well, I don't have an answer for what you're saying, but also I don't think it's a put
I
on.
was gonna
believe,
eat those 2 dudes, but it's leg day.
I believe. No, for that bear, it was arm day. It was clearly arm and shoulders.
But he's in all 4 animals. They're all his legs. That's the gimmick here. Follow the joke.
They're all his legs. Oh my god! No,
okay,
I don't have an
hold
answer
on.
for you guys for what's going
I have a
on,
more
but
important question.
it's
Real
real.
quick, Cotton, and you can answer this. I have a more important question.
Go ahead.
Where do you get a bear
What?
costume?
No,
I can tell you that real quick.
it's not a bear costume. That's a fucking bear. But
All right, what's your question?
like,
Is it even real
Who's-
snow?
who's the most fucked up person in this entire situation? The guy swinging from the tree getting punched, the guy punching him, or
The
the
bear.
person filming it?
It's the bear is the most fucked up person in all this because he is the one who's going against his most natural instinct, which is to eat all of them. He's just like, I'm gonna get a workout in. The bear's clearly got some severe emotional problems. The fact that he is not just going after, because
He
that
was
guy,
kicked
that
out
guy
of
with the
den
boxing
at an
glove,
early age.
that's a meat right there. That guy in the
He
boxing gloves,
probably
and I've
walked in
heard.
on his dad eating his sister and got kicked out of the den. Now he's doing this shit.
I've heard that animals don't like the taste of human, but that guy's too much meat to turn down.
What
So,
animal did you talk to that told you that?
Yeah. What does that even? I've heard that animals don't like the taste of human. Is what
like
he
sharks
just
and
said.
stuff. Sharks, when they try to bite people,
Every
when they
time I've heard
realize
of a shark eating a human, they ate the human. It sounds like
no, that's
taste
the
of
thing.
human.
No, JDirty, you don't know because sometimes the sharks
Call me
just take a
CJ
bite.
Dirty. It's just JDirty.
Come on, CJ. Sometimes
Dirty.
CJ, dirty. Sometimes the sharks just bite the human and they realize once they bite
One
it that
Disney
it's
movie.
not a seal. And then they're like, oh, this tastes like shit. I was looking for seal. I don't really need this dirty ass human with all its bad parts. And then it spits them out.
Whatever is happening right now is beside the point. Bears don't work out. Okay, bears don't.
That bear does.
They don't get
That
the
bear-
reps in. That's
that
not
bear
real.
has
I'm
the
not even
strongest-
trying to be funny. That's CGI.
All right, I'll look it up on
or-
Snopes. It's not CGI. That is a fucking.
Snopes better not have that.
All right,
He was
hold
probably
on.
training for the new Leonardo DiCaprio movie. Like I guarantee.
Remember that time that Leonardo DiCaprio slept inside that bear?
Yeah. and
Right
then
after he was done punching it in the stomach.
Yeah, and it standed. I said stand it. It standed on his head. Do you guys think this is real?
I love when they sleep. The sound is way off, but I totally get it.
So
Oh shit!
this one goes.
Is he gonna lose his necklace? I bet-
No,
oh,
this one
he's
goes
gonna-
on for. This one goes on for a minute. So he's just out.
Does he wake up and
Out
freak
cold.
out?
He's
Yeah,
asleep. He's knocked the
he's
fuck
asleep.
out.
He's
Wake up! Wake
He's
up! Wake
gone.
up! Wake up! Please
Listen.
wake up! Oh, it wasn't nearly as good as I thought it was gonna be.
Oh shit.
No,
What did
it
he
was.
say?
Listen to what he says at the very end. It is as good as you had hoped.
Oh shit. Boy, no. Boy, I fell out, boy.
He said, I fell out, boy.
I
Oh,
fell
yeah,
out,
he
boy.
did.
I
So to
fell
those
out,
of
boy.
you that can't see it, this is one of those slingshot rides at the carnival where
Yes.
you know 3, 2, 1, and the two people get shot up in the air. One of them's laughing, having an amazing time, only not falling out because they're way too big to be in the fucking ride. And the other one is terrified of heights and passes out the whole time. We've all seen them. That's what
They're
we're talking
great.
about. One of those guys who keeps falling asleep and waking up and falling asleep, and I love it. So yeah, that's what we're talking about. I
I'm here
love that
for it.
shit.
Thank
Boy.
you for the breakdown.
The
JD.
ones where like
I-
people literally and we probably showed some on here. I know we showed some, but not all. But wake up and freak out and pass out, and like 10 times in 2 minutes is the greatest shit ever.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's the
I love
best.
those.
I
I really
chuckled
enjoyed
out
that one
leaking
'cause-
watching those.
When he finally comes back, he goes, "I fell out, boy."
Fell out, boy.
I fell out, boy.
The cops
And I
are
just
right
love
there,
that.
my boy.
I listen. I think "I fell out, boy" might become a part of the soundboard. I'm just
Thank
saying.
you. That was about
He
to be
was
my
so
next question.
casual about it too.
I fell
Well, I
out,
fell
boy.
out, boy.
Fell out, boy.
Loved it.
Oh yeah.
That was the only. I watched that video and I was like, "Is that good enough?" And then I watched it again. I was like, "I fell out, boy," and I laughed.
It is good enough.
So
You were right.
this one, I think you guys are gonna have a lot of fun with. Check this guy out. He got pulled over for a DUI, like a sobriety check.
Checkpoint.
Yeah, sobriety check. And just watch how
I'm
this
feeling,
goes.
am I drunk? Watch this.
So he's saying, oh
All right,
yeah,
he's saying
it's
I'm
totally
not
new.
drunk. Check this out, right?
He's saying, so I can prove I'm not drunk. I'm gonna juggle. And he said, all I want you to do is just film me juggling. And he pulls these mallets out of his car and starts juggling them while he's pulled over at a sobriety
Beautifully,
checkpoint.
beautifully,
And
by the way.
and he's killing it.
I mean,
and
the
the
kid's
cop-
nice.
The cop is sitting there filming him, and hold on,
You gotta
He
wonder
says
if the
that-
cop's like, cool, now touch your nose.
I've actually got some juggling props if you'd rather see that. Like, imagine you get pulled over for a DUI checkpoint and they're like, can you stand one foot in front of the other and then recite the alphabet backwards? And you're like, I can juggle a chainsaw. How about that instead?
Talk about white privilege. I mean, he just reached back into his car and was like, I have some juggling props. If
I
you
have
officer
3
would like
weapons
to
that I could beat
like that is
that is
if that isn't white privilege, I don't know what is.
And
Let's see it, man.
So Cotton, I was gonna go the opposite and say like this is like the redneck trailer version of like I don't have enough money to pay for the plumbing bill. Is there anything I could do at all?
Is there anything I do? Juggle for me, monkey.
Exactly. Like I got a
Juggle
sore
wild.
throat today, officer. Could I juggle instead?
Oh my god, that's a
Could juggle something. Ayo!
These nuts.
He's
Oh my
super.
gosh.
He's super nice with the pins. He's good.
Yeah, he
Do you
good.
think? Okay. Oh, never mind. I saw something worse than that one.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We talked to Scum for a long time. I'm like, oh, usually by
did.
like the second or third video, I'm not really feeling so
We
loose.
did. You know what? I just want to give you one more, and then we'll take it out of it tonight. I'll save the rest for next week. Okay.
I'm just happy. Anytime JDirty backs out of something, I feel like we just
I'm
dodged
like,
a huge.
cancel
We just
free.
dodged a YouTube bullet because we might not have dodged it, and I appreciate him taking that step back.
Like every 4th episode,
Scum-
I was like, oh, never mind. Like at work, that would work.
A YouTube bullet, or as Scum calls it, Snuff 3D.
And we
Oh
had to
boy, what
take
an
out
interview!
the,
Holy
the
shit!
What
part
an
where they
interview.
ripped her pussy to her mouth hole because the Warner Brothers deemed it a little too inappropriate.
They thought that wasn't
That
good.
was a wild interview. Holy shit.
Wow.
Scum might be our wildest
yeah.
interview yet. And big
big
up
time.
Scum. That was fantastic. Really
That
good
was a
shit.
blast.
Okay. Here's
Makes me happy.
they're having a protest out in front
It's not
of
your mother's penis. You deserve your whole penis.
they're having an anti-circumcision protest out
Thank
at a corner someplace. What does that say in the back?
It's right down. It's right out in front of
It's
the sleeping giant.
It's a
That's
sleeping
what
giant.
I call
They're-
my uncircumcised penis.
Ew.
Ew.
I'm
Shit.
circumcised.
Flaccid.
Yeah, so they're in front of the sleeping giant, and they're having an anti-circumcision protest where they're all wearing completely white suits, but the crotch of the white suits is covered in fake blood. So
now, Big Trox, you have feelings about this video in particular? Are we finally going to get into this topic, or
I've played anytime a circumcision video comes across on any of the channels that I surf, I immediately pull it and play it on the show.
So everybody
man.
involved is wearing this hookup of the all white with the bloody vagina or bloody crotch or whatever. Why is the Unabomber there? Like the
That's a
far
good
right,
question.
that guy does not fit the bill at all.
No,
Like,
yeah,
he's
he's
got
His
a
name doesn't
sign,
fit the rhyme scheme.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's got a sign, but he's like, what if it said like, "Are you gonna eat that?" Like, what if that was his sign or something like that? Like,
For real.
why would he be there? He doesn't fit.
you're going to
he's
use
sort
that
of-
foreskin?
Yeah, right. I don't
Oh
know.
my
That
God.
cracks me up. Like,
You know,
he
I
just
mean,
wanted to be
So that
perfect.
sign, the sign says you deserve your whole penis, which is just
this is
Circumcision
actually
the
is
funniest
penis
sign.
mutilation.
this is the second video that Big Trox has shown this week that is a perfect example of white privilege. Because, like, what more? What you don't have anything else to be concerned about other than getting all dressed up in anti-circumcision clothing and going on a street corner and telling people they deserve their whole penis. You are so ridiculous. Like that is something that comes from privilege that you get to do that. You don't have anything.
You
else
deserve
going on in
all
your life.
penis.
I guarantee
And-
you, her husband is circumcised.
Oh,
not-
yeah, for sure.
It's not
He's
your
not
mother's
sucking on
penis.
some nasty little like meat sock. There's no way.
No, and he's circumcised. He's circumcised, and
That's how I do it.
it's a
You
little
said
bit. it's-
that? Timestamp, Cotton. I need that fucking for the sound.
you can get that yourself, but it's circumcised and it's smaller than normal.
just
And
asked for
she's
the
like,
time.
if only you weren't circumcised, maybe our marriage would be going a little bit better. And that's where all of this has come from her. And she's probably the linchpin in their whole anti-circumcision operation.
Okay, now that you pause it here, now look at the guy on the far right with the dreads. Like he's like, put some on me, but just put like a conservative amount. I don't need as much as Brenda over there. Just give me like a little. Like I nicked my penis. She like cut hers off and blended.
And Brenda's, I love that Brenda's wearing a winter coat, a blue winter coat over her white hookup, but she's still got the bloody penis.
She doesn't
The
want
bloody
to
penis.
She's still got the bloody
describing your
penis.
mutilated penis. Oh my gosh, what a
Circumcision
boy.
of penis mutilation.
Listen,
this
lady,
is like this is
you're a
parades
dope.
during COVID.
Yeah.
Anybody that's going out and they're protesting circumcisions, they're dopes. Okay,
Yeah,
we
they're
can say that
fucking
emphatically. You're a dope.
Hey,
Cut it off.
JDirty. JDirty. Can you show me your box?
What's going on over there? Who's in the box? Oh, what's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
Sorry, it's cold. You guys cold?
Bet.
I'm gonna watch that. again soon.
we're in
That's a
different
Kevin
place.
Spacey movie. Sorry,
What?
that was before. the
Remember
show.
when
We
he
were talking about
he
Kevin
cuts
Spacey.
all of his fingerprints off? Oh yeah, was that before the show?
That was
wasn't
pre-show.
on the show. That was that.
We were having a
We would-
pre-show Kevin Spacey conversation.
We would never talk about Kevin Spacey on the show. That's fucking
No.
terrible.
That would be messed
No,
up.
that would be messed up.
Yeah, I don't know the reference you're talking about at all.
Just bloody dicks.
Oh, on
in
Seven,
Seven?
he's the villain, and he cuts all his fingertips off so that he has no fingerprints.
Oh yeah, you're right. I was thinking that
He
happened
hasn't-
in a
he hasn't
Jean-Claude Van
seen Seven
Damme and
either.
Dennis Rodman movie.
Double Trouble.
That's right. That's what it was called. Yeah, he like pulls a layer of his skin off and hooks it up to like a water bottle, so it like checks him in. That's right.
Yep, you're right.
That shit was gangster. Anyway, back to my.
What's in your
segue.
box?
Ooh, it's really cold here. It's kind of icy because that has to do with this week's box.
Uh-oh.
I only have one item for you guys
Okay.
because I only wanted to have one item for you.
Give it to us, Neil.
This is an insanely dope CD that I've been trying to get a hold of. I make ISO posts. You guys know what those are?
In search of.
Good. Okay. See, I figured you did. I wasn't trying to down talk you, but I'm on a lot of those pages. I had to ask my friend once, what does bump mean? Why do people keep putting bump? He's like, that puts your thread back to, or your thing back to the top of the thread. I was like, fucking genius. That's why it's always the ones at the top that say that. Anyway, so I put ISO post up for a bunch of different items, and this CD has been on it for like 2 years probably. And every time it does pop up, somebody wants like $6 for it. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. You're out of your
That's a lot of Scrubkins.
That's a
too many
lot of
Scrubkins.
Scrubkins. And recently I found one and I started inquiring, and this one has the pre-order slipcase, which makes it worth even a couple more $100. Which I'm just like, okay, I'm not gonna own this one. Some I will.
That's a
throw
lot of
out.
Scrubkins.
Some of
too
them I
many
just
Scrubkins.
say that's never gonna be a part of my life, and then things happen, so that's dope. So I was able to acquire the CD. Is called WTF. Trox. Are you familiar with the artist that has put out an album called WTF? That would be sought after by your boy.
I assume that would be the Insane Clown Posse.
It is not, but they are involved. It stands for wisdom, tenacity, and focus. It is an extremely rare Vanilla Ice record.
What?
You heard me correctly.
What?
Cotton looks less like excited now than he did when Scum was talking to us about bad.
I appreciated the fuck out of Scum. I was listening.
So this guy here, the only mention of ICP on this record is on the slipcase. It's not a hype sticker. It's part of it. But if you just get the regular record, it's not on there. It's nowhere on the back at all. It says the name. It's got This Is Halloween on there. Or Born on Halloween.
Born on Halloween. Yeah.
Yeah. The one with Violent J and Vanilla Ice. So yeah, crazy dope. I was able to acquire this for insanely cheap for considering what I told you guys. And yeah, I just got it in the mail today. So mad shout outs to Derek McCormick, the a homie from Michigan who has hooked me up with a few super
Big
dope
ups,
gem
Derek
pieces.
McCormick.
Hell yeah. Sir, oh yeah, I told him I'm going to shout him out on the show this week because I was extremely happy to get a hold of that.
That's incredible.
And Yeah, with slipcase, man. Like, it makes me so fucking happy. Like,
With
I got it
slipcase.
today with slip. You don't understand, Cotton. Slipcases and hype stickers changed the game in so many ways.
I didn't even know that
rebuy-
slipcase and those words together meant anything. So yeah,
big time. Like, so if you just got this in the store version, which was extremely limited, from what I've heard, there were 500 copies of this. I don't know if that's accurate. That's just what it said. But most of them just came like this. You had to pre-order it to get the slipcase. So the slipcase most certainly does matter. It is important. It is mad flavorful. And yeah, I've rebought $50 records just because I had the hype sticker. Because the same version of the one I have sealed doesn't have the hype sticker. And so I got to get that, and then I'll sell the one that was there and replace them. But yeah, so slipcase is mad fresh. That is my thing. WTF by Vanilla Ice is what's in the box on this beautiful week. Next week's, oh boy, something's coming next week that I'm so excited about. I sold a jersey I've had for 15 years in order to acquire this item, so I cannot wait to share it with you guys.
Oh my God.
Week. Yeah, so that's my what's in the box this week on Scrub Hop Talk.
What's going on over there? Who's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
What's in the fucking box?
What
Vanilla
the
Ice.
fuck? Word tenacity.
Oh my God. Shit.
Focus.
I think we go right into this, do we not?
On this week's episode of What's New on Netflix, we're going to take it to your boy here, Troxy Cotton. You're down below first, and your two up top boys are going to take off their headphones and shut the fuck up for 90 seconds because we're talking about Kanye West, episode 3 of Genius. Boy, oh my God, it's so good. So yeah, now that they're both shutting the fuck up for a second, really, all I gotta say, episode 3 was fantastic. Episode 2 was kind of like the rise of Kanye West. It was like 1, 2, bring you all the way through the rise, you understand? Episode 3 starts off with, let's watch this motherfucker lose his mind for 15 years. And then it carries through the remaining 15 years. He loses his mother, which is really the big kickoff for what caused him to lose his mind. And then it just goes from there. Like, it's just like, all into Yeezus and into him running for president and everything else. It was fantastic. It still is all done with a love of Kanye, which is what's important because we love Kanye here on Scrub Hop Talk. But yeah, thank goodness for Kanye. Thank goodness for the Cootie and all that. No. He's okay. No, that was just the Kanye portion. I will also tell you guys about something that you're interested in on Hulu. Is the new show that was produced and starring Seth Rogen. He produced it. He stars in it. Pam and Tommy. We haven't talked about Pam and Tommy on this show yet, have we?
No, I do want to watch that though. Is it?
I do too.
Holy fucking shit! I just finished the series last night. It's 8 episodes, and it's all about just this Pam and Tommy sex tape getting released. But really, the way that it kind of all plays together as a show is like a love story between Pam Anderson and Tommy Lee. And it was funny. It was sad. It was fucked up.
Couple?
They were, but also, I mean, their relationship was funny and sad and fucked up. And it really, like...
I spilled some seed over their relationship.
The two actors that played them do it so well. Like, it's weird watching it. Like, the dude who plays Tommy Lee in particular, like, he looks so much like him. And
I've seen the promo, like
how you would think
clip
he acts.
He looks exactly like Tommy Lee. It's wild.
It's fucking. It's
Seth
weird.
Rogen doing?
So
he plays the dude he plays the dude that steals the sex.
He's the dude that robs them. So he's the dude that was working on their house that felt slighted by Tommy Lee and decides to rob them. So and that's really not a spoiler.
That's
I mean,
the
that's
story of the sex tape. I remember it got stolen, but so okay.
It was a guy who was working on the house and he felt slighted by Tommy Lee in that, and he decided to go and execute a heist.
I don't remember them talking about that when she was blowing him on the boat. So like,
and dude, like even
I
you
remember
saying that,
different parts than you.
you saying that is
Or in
like
the
kind
car.
of what the show is like focusing on, is like all of these things
Oh.
that happen in this show don't really matter. It's the fact that this tape came out at the time that
Yeah.
it did, when the internet was taking shape and the way that it was.
Everyone saw that. Like
Yeah,
everyone.
and that's
I mean,
it's about the internet starting. It's about the porn industry changing. It's about all of
I
those
was
things
like,
with Pam and Tommy
14?
as like the background. You know what I mean?
when
I
so
had
does
like
it
a
take
buddy
place?
give me a
97?
96 is when it came out. Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah, but
all of this was going on like 95 to 97. And then I believe they divorced in like 98 or something like that.
95 to 97, those were my prime jacking years.
That's
Oh,
when
big
you were
time.
you were just jacking left and right, huh?
Fuck. Shit.
Man, you had a short
everyone-
run. I went from like 89 to 22.
Everyone, check out Pam and Tommy on Hulu. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
You'll love it.
Hey, yay.
Big Trox, tell us
Here's
about
my
what you're
shake.
watching.
Okay, so nothing. Let me see. Kanye West is. Oh, that's not on my list.
It's done now. That was episode 3.
No, I've been big on Power Force lately. I know I brought it up on an earlier episode. It's the Tommy spinoff of Power. It's fucking amazing. Like it's really, really good. I don't want to go super in depth into that tonight though. What I wanted to bring up was the Love is Blind. And I know that I talked about Love is Blind in an earlier episode, but this last week on Netflix, they dropped the reunion episode. And this shit was
It's called
fucking
Love Can See.
this shit was fucking wild. I've never seen a like one of these dating show things where they do a panel where every single person hates one person. And every single time that person opens their mouth, everyone's like, "Oh, shut the fuck up." It's
At my
so
work,
bad.
we used to call her Jody. I totally.
Jody is on the
get
show.
I
So
get it.
there's this dude on Love is Blind called his name is Shake. And every time he talks, both the chicks and the dudes, everyone, and since it's Netflix, they don't censor anything. So they're like, "Shut the fuck up. You are an annoying piece of
Why
shit.
do
Just
they hate him
stop
so bad?"
talking." Because he's a misogynistic piece of shit. And like
Oh,
every
okay,
time
so
he talks,
earns
like
his hate.
totally. Like
Okay.
when he was in the pods, what they call them when they're dating, one of his questions when he was meeting these chicks was, "I really like to buy women clothes. What size clothes would I buy you?"
Basically,
That's
like,
dope.
how fat are you?
And, like,
Yo, that's dope.
The
That's a good
whole-
line.
The whole point of the show is that you're getting to know the person and not anything to do with what they look like.
Yeah,
And then like another one of his questions would be like, "So
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a minute. So
Yeah.
I'm glossing over the name of it. So like they can't
Yes.
see them. So like that's
No.
his
Correct.
way of saying.
they're talking through walls." So he's trying to figure out,
Okay.
are you
'Cause I'm
doing,
like-
like, what size are you?
It would be like
Or,
saying
he
it's
can't
really
tell she's a
important for
heavy
me.
girl or something.
It would
Yes.
be like saying it's really important for me to be able to pick my wife up, but I can only pick up to 125 pounds. How much do you weigh? You know what I mean? Like it would be like that. It would, and
That's so
Your
fucking
vagina
direct.
has
That is
at least
so-
4 inches deep.
That's not-
Can I check?
that's not how
Wow.
you figure. That's not how
Yeah,
you figure
one-
out information about a person. You know what I mean?
One of the other things he said was, I really like to go to concerts and I like to be able to hold my girlfriend on my shoulders. Would I have a problem with that with you?
You guys, wait a second. You
No
guys
way.
are being funny
Yes.
and making these up.
I was being
that-
funny.
The things I'm saying are what that motherfucker really said. And
I
apparently,
can only
like,
afford 8 value meals. Would you have to eat 9?
Would I have a problem? Would I have a problem with you on my shoulders? Is way funnier
Oh
than what
my
I said.
God.
I wish.
wild.
I wish
It's
I would have waited for
wild.
that. That's crazy.
it's wild. And
I'm
so
not trying to tell you what I'm into sexually, but how are your knees?
yeah. And so like the chick,
Hey,
hey,
girl, what the
person, what
knees
them
do?"
knees do?
What a fucking asshole.
So like the whole time the girl that he proposes to and is trying to get married to, then every time they're in the room with other people, he just keeps telling people like, listen, I am not sexually attracted to her at all. She reminds me of my aunt. And just like when I'm in the room with her, I feel like I'm going to have sex with my aunt. And like, he's saying this to everyone. And so when they do the reunion show, it's just everyone shitting on this motherfucker. And they're like, you're the worst person. Why are you here? Fucking leave. You suck. And it's a lot of fun. Shake. And it was a lot of fun. I think it was like an hour and a half long, episode. And I enjoyed every minute of it. I would recommend the Love is Blind reunion, because even the host is Nick Lachey and his wife. And she starts yelling at this motherfucker. And she's like, you're the worst person in the like, she's screaming at him as the host. And then Nick Lachey just straight is like, dude, you're a piece of shit, man. Like you are really a bad person. It's so good.
Man, to think I saw him in a Sunny D commercial today. He's really come around.
I saw him put Jessica Simpson's head in the bottom of his basketball shorts, and he's calling that guy a bad person. Come on.
Oh, watch it. Watch the Love is Blind reunion on Netflix. JDirty, what do you got? All right, cool. So we'll take that out.
I haven't watched shit since you guys were here.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you've been all different kind of life.
You've been cooped up in your basement. You ain't watched shit. What have you been doing?
Crying over my computer and selling merch. And both.
I figured that was as good a place as any to end that.
Yeah, I've told you guys from the beginning, I'm not going to bullshit you. If nothing's happening, I'm just going to tell you that. Like,
not watching anything. Just crying and jacking it.
I love it. I'm going to take us to our last. Not even that, huh?
I think it's because I'm getting older. I'm not even sexually attracted to me anymore.
That's
I'm
sad.
like Stash.
We should talk about that after the show.
Shake.
It was Shake, yeah.
I was like, fuck, I don't think
I'm like,
that right.
You think
like,
you view
Oh
yourself?
no, Shake.
I like to carry myself on my own shoulders.
I was just that whole time
I would have a
problem
problem with
that,
that?
I was thinking about that Lonely Island song. I fucked my aunt.
Fucked my aunt.
Fucked my aunt.
I can't believe that I fucked my aunt.
Hey, anything going on in Florida that might be illicit or somewhat entertaining?
Florida.
Florida, man.
This week's edition of Florida Man. Florida woman arrested for DUI after huffing right guard deodorant while driving.
That's not illegal. That's not illegal.
You have to walk if you're gonna huff it.
They keep on arresting people in Florida for shit that's not illegal.
I love the famous Tate appliance ad on the left-hand side. I even got the ad blockers on, but this website must have those like hard-coded into the fucking the article.
When you've been doing great deals since 1954, you can get past an ad blocker.
And when
unbeatable service, selection, and savings. Fuck off. Shop local, save big. A Florida woman has been charged with DUI after deputies discovered the woman was not only impaired by alcohol, but also a bit high on spray cans of deodorant. I like that. A bit high.
A bit high.
How
do they measure that?
Hey, son, have you been smoking weed?
I'm just a bit high.
Your blood alcohol content is a 0.05, but your deodorant alcohol content is
a bit high.
What is that on your breath? It is amazing.
It smells like Right Guard.
I've been drinking Right Guard for the last 3 hours.
Yo, I've been sipping on Right Guard, officer.
I'm feeling a bit high. Deputies say,
"What have you been drinking?"
Deputies say that 31-year-old Catherine Theodore was slow to tell deputies why she had multiple cans of empty Right Guard deodorant. Multiple cans of empty Right Guard deodorant in her car during a traffic stop.
Cat Ted huffing Right Guard.
As the deputy made initial contact with Theodore, he could smell the strong scent of spray deodorant inside the car. When asked, Theodore said she sprayed the deodorant because she really liked the smell. I bet she did.
She was smoking weed and she was trying to mask the smell of weed, and then she was like she was still just trying to get out of the weed charge. And they're like,
Listen,
why did you spray so much deodorant? I was huffing
I
it.
don't do cocaine, but I really love the way it smells.
I thought it smelled good.
It smelled good. After further investigation, deputies say Catherine Theodore admitted to drinking alcohol earlier in the day, then huffing the deodorant while she was driving in her vehicle. Theodore was arrested and charged with driving under the influence and taken to Martin County Jail. Let's see. Does that have any? The Martin County Sheriff's Office has made 65 DUI arrests so far this year, and paired driving is not just limited to alcohol. It includes alcohol, drugs, and now deodorant, or any type of inhalant that can impair your normal faculties while you're behind the wheel. What the fuck? Now you can get a DUI attributed to deodorant.
I'm gonna stop using.
Put that on the list.
Yeah, I'm not using deodorant anymore for that reason. I don't want to get mixed up with the cops in a bad way, so I'm just going to stop using deodorant altogether.
Where you heard the pilot was arrested because he had a poppy seed bagel.
For real.
Marijuana.
Could you imagine, like, you're chilling with your deodorant, and all of a sudden you're like,
the cops are right there. The cops are right there, my boy.
The way the men in your family sweat, you guys would just be like always in jail.
I was just trying to not be so perspirant.
Yeah, seriously.
It's just
like,
right card,
I
officer.
swear.
No, it's not. Fucking 10 to 20.
Oh man, and it's the sound of the bars
drink is
closing.
like that made for a man, but now strong enough for a woman.
Dun dun. It's like SBU.
That's like the version of like a Truly.
Yep. All right, guys.
I can't imagine. I remember
that's outrageous.
We were getting like lectured in elementary and middle school, maybe even in DARE, where they were telling us about like how drug and alcohol addictions, and we got told like this guy in a mental ward couldn't have deodorant because it said alcohol in the ingredients, and he ate it to get drunk. Do you want to be like that? Did it work?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, wait, is that a thing? And apparently,
Miss Theodore wanted to be like that.
Thing. Yep.
You can do it. Theodore. You can go ahead and get drunk off deodorant. And that's what we're here to tell you today on Scrub Hop Talk. If any of you are out there and you're running out of shit to get drunk on,
we're here to tell you. What
deodorant,
say that.
It's possible.
You can't say that. Do not listen. Do not listen to him. He is.
Get the fuck out of here, you son of a bitch. You asshole.
I'm an asshole.
Be okay with circular saws to your vagina going all the way up to your navel or
but you
neck
better not eat any
But you better
deodorant,
not be
you
getting
rascals.
intoxicated on anything meant for your scent.
Yeah, because
you're an asshole.
Get the fuck out of here, you asshole.
All right, I'm leaving.
We're out of Florida.
You know what? We got to get out of Florida because it's time to go to
California.
Florida, man. Florida, man.
We're taking it back to the West Coast, just like the sound of JDirty. You heard it here tonight, folks.
You son of a bitch, you asshole.
I was gonna say we're not really going to the West Coast, but you took it back. You took it back. You
coming back.
Ugly bitches.
Where'd you get?
I think we're.
You got damn stupid shoes on anyway. Where'd you get them ugly breeches?
I think as we wear our ugly breeches, it is time to say goodbye on this.
Oh my goodness!
Wow, we've gone almost 2 hours tonight, fellas.
Into the program, but that's okay because we had an insanely epic talk with the Gore Father himself. Scum,
I didn't even
Snuff Productions.
I didn't even get to
beautiful
my
interview
tonight.
That's
Fuck
okay.
your notepad.
So busy. We're so busy with Scum.
Save it for next week.
They're not going anywhere. But yeah, so like we we're saying, mad props.
Barely even got through my
all of that to Scum
Oh,
for taking some time out, a lot of time, and joining us on the show. He had 2 cigarettes during that interview. He had to take his own breaks. But yeah, mad love to you for that. Everybody watching, thank you so much.
What are you trying to say, Cotton?
Shouldn't we let all the shitheads know, since it's Sunday night when this is airing right now, that this following week our live show isn't going to be on Wednesday?
Oh, that's
what? He has
Good job.
Fuck
Good job,
me,
buddy.
right? Thank you.
Good job.
Oh my god.
Tell the folks.
No, well, listen, we're not gonna be able to do it because Big Trox couldn't let us know in time to tell you on the live show, but he let us know in time to tell you now. And we're not gonna be there on Wednesday for the live show, so it's gonna be happening on Tuesday. Tuesday, March 15th?
Tuesday.
14th. Is it 15th?
15th.
15th. March 15th, Tuesday, 8 o'clock. Get at us on twitch.com
Sunday
or
night. So 2 nights on
twitch.tv/scrubhop.
Tuesday, we're going live. Not Wednesday.
That's correct.
Tuesday of this week. That's all.
Join us.
We'll
post about it. We'll touch you through the fence and camera and all that. Thank you.
Get us on Twitch. Get us on Patreon. Get us on.
We are all over the place. Check us out on all the different podcast things. I feel like we got on there. We're there every week, but we don't talk about it a lot. But I want you guys to know.
Stitcher.
You can listen to us on all podcast services as well. Scrub Hop
I listen on Apple. I listen on Spotify. I like them both.
Yeah. So and Big Dirty Cotton, brand new record 4122, copious notes dropping also on all streaming sites. We are here, y'all. We are fucking working our asses off for you guys. So thank you for enjoying what we do. And mad love. Big Trox, Troxy Cotton, myself, JDirty. We're out this bitch. We'll see you on episode 80.
Love you.